Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. All right, today is our fifth Sidra, our fifth Aliyah of our Torah portion called Bechukotai, which means regulations, and it's taken from Leviticus chapter 27, verses 16 through 21. Remember when you were a kid and the principle of no trade backs? You know, you had a baseball card or a Hot Wheels car or something, that you wanted to trade, and you see something that this other kid has, and you're thinking, yeah, I really want that. I really don't want what I have anymore. So you guys decide to trade, but when you get, whatever it is you thought you wanted, you're like, I don't like it as much as I thought I did, so I kind of want my old thing back, whether it be the baseball card or the Hot Wheels car or whatever. And then all of a sudden, the kid goes, sorry, no trade backs. We've probably all been there as a kid. So this is sort of what takes place in Leviticus chapter 27, verses 16 through 21. It says, if one consecrates to Adonai part of the field of his possession, then your valuation is to be in proportion to the seed to sow it. An omer of barley at 50 shekels of silver. If he dedicates his field from the year of Jubilee, it will stand according to your own valuation. But if he dedicates his field after the Jubilee, then the Kohen, that is the Levitical priest, is to calculate for him the money according to the years that remain until the year of Jubilee, with a deduction to be made from your valuation. He who dedicates the field would ever redeem it, then he is to add a fifth of the money of your valuation to it, and it will remain his. But if he will not redeem the field, or he has sold the field to someone else, it may not be redeemed anymore. But the field, when it is released in Jubilee, will be holy to Adonai as a consecrated field. It will be owned by the Kohanim, by the priesthood. So, if one donates a field, or really donates anything to God for Levitical use, and decides he really wants that field back for his family, or that possession back for his family, he must buy it back plus 1/5 of the original cost. Now, really, why would somebody do this? Why would somebody, give to God and then decide they want it back? Well, part of the reason is silver and gold and currency was not readily available at that time. So if somebody wanted to donate something to God, they would donate a field because it was worth something, or an animal. Not just a sacrificial animal. Let's say a horse or a camel for Levitical use. They can tote things and transport things or whatever, and they would donate these items to the priesthood until they actually had the money that they needed, that they wanted to give in the first place. And then they would buy this object or this field, whatever, back. Now, the reason being, why would the priesthood need the money? Didn't they get the part of the offerings from the sacrificial service, etc.? Yes, but they needed the money for the maintenance and upkeep of the tabernacle itself, of the furnishings and the articles and the utensils and things that are used in the priesthood, the garments, etc. So that's what they needed those donations for. So why would you add 1/5 to the cost if you're going to buy something back? Well, because of the inconvenience of the whole matter, and number two, for compensation for the loss of use for the crops that came from it. So the lesson that we gather from this really unusual and obscure Torah portion, and it's kind of far removed from us because we don't live in that culture and it's kind of hard for us to understand or grasp, but the lesson we gain from it is when we give something to God's work, it's best to leave it to Him, cutting all strings to the gift that you have given Him. If the strings are attached, it's not truly a gift or a sacrifice in the first place, now is it? So when we give it to God, we realize that, it's God's and He will do with it as He wishes. He's a holy God, a just God, and He will use it for His honor and for His glory. And we should feel good about participating in the work of the Lord, no matter what that may be. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom and God bless.